Hello teacher, we are Group 1 from class CC01. Today we will present the supply chain management analysis of Coca-Cola Vietnam. This is our team members. In chapter 1, we would like to briefly introduce Coca-Cola as a global brand and Coca-Cola Vietnam's supply chain foundation. Coca-Cola global journey began in 1886 with the creation of a simple syrup just 2 years later. As Coca-Cola recognized its potential and transformed it into a formal business. By 1889, Coca-Cola adopted the franchise policy system, which became the backbone of its global expansion. By the 1890s, the brand had already begun expanding internationally. Its early foundation had Coca-Cola grow into one of the most recognizable and successful beverage companies worldwide, built on innovation, branding, and a highly scalable supply chain model. Coca-Cola entered Vietnam in 1970, but the company we know today was officially established in 2001 when 3 regional businesses merged into one unified operation. Coca-Cola Vietnam now operates major factories in Tây Ninh, Da Nang, and Hanoi. Together, this brand rated around 4,000 direct shops and significantly more across the supply chain. The company focused on diverse consumer-oriented beverage, including low sugar and no sugar options, and continued expanding its market presence across the country. Coca-Cola Vietnam applies a leisure supply chain strategy, a hybrid of lean and agile. Lean receivables are used for stable, high-volume core products, ensuring efficiency and low cost. Agile receivables are applied for seasonal or newly launched products where responsiveness is critical. The supply chain really separates push and pull flow. The push system is used in manufacturing, where core products are pushed to distribution center. The pull system is used for retail and customer, where real-time orders trigger replenishment. Distribution centers serve as inventory buffers and cross-docking hubs. Overall, the goal is to balance low operational costs with high responsiveness to Vietnam's fast-changing market demand. In planning activities, Coca-Cola uses several key processes. Demand planning. This incorporates historical sales, macroeconomic factors, and marketing activities to forecast future demand. Inventory planning. Coca-Cola maintains low finished good inventory and use in-time for packaging material. S&OP, the sales and operation planning process aligns service, cost, and cash flow while helping reduce the bullwhip effect. On the operation side, sourcing focus on long-term partnerships, strict quality control, and reliable supply. Manufacturing use the automated production lines with the flexible SKU over to support a wide product portfolio. Logistics relies on a large distribution network, strategically allocated distribution centers, and efficient last-mile delivery to reach both modern and traditional trade channels around Vietnam. Here is an overview of Coca-Cola Vietnam supply chain structure. It begins with raw material supplies such as packaging and service providers. Then bottling plants transform this material into finished product. Next, distribution centers and transportation fleets move products across the country. Finally, product reach modern trade, traditional retail, and HoReCa channels before being delivered to end customer.
And now we move to Chapter 2, Supply Chain Network Design. In this chapter, we'll talk about Coca-Cola Vietnam's supply chain network design and optimization strategy. In general, Coca-Cola Vietnam's supply chain operates similarly to their global counterparts, in which the company maintains strong relationships with their international suppliers to ensure high-quality materials. Not only that, they also engage with local suppliers to foster community support and reduce production costs. And lastly, the company employs a vast distribution network to guarantee product availability even in remote regions. In addition, Coca-Cola also locate their factories strategically in key cities to enhance logistics and reduce transportation costs. The company also employ advanced demand forecasting system to predict regional demand, which aid in effective production planning. And finally, Coca-Cola Vietnam provide training for their local suppliers to align their production process with the company's standards. Coca-Cola also collaborate with their local supplier by providing training initiatives to improve their capabilities and quality control. With this practice, Coca-Cola can boost the materials quality while also support local economy, which then will strengthen their relationship with local businesses and enhance brand loyalty. In addition, regular supplier feedback also allow for continuous improvement in material sourcing. And this following chart illustrates the key factors influencing Coca-Cola Vietnam's supply chain performance. As we can see, the distribution reach has the highest influence on Coca-Cola Vietnam's supply chain, followed by supplier quality and production efficiency. Customer feedback and sustainability initiatives, while not as important, also have a strong influence on the company's supply chain performance. Currently, Coca-Cola Vietnam supply chain is facing 4 major challenges. The first one comes from the relocation of the Southern factory, which increased transportation costs and complicate logistics. Secondly, the factory's distance from key supplier also affect material availability and response time. Thirdly, the increased intensity and frequency of typhoons threatens production stability in northern and central regions. And finally, production delay due to environmental factors can harm customer satisfaction levels. Along with the same challenges, Coca-Cola also have a lot of opportunities to enhance their supply chain. Firstly, Coca-Cola can leverage e-commerce platforms like TikTok Shop to enhance their market reach significantly. Secondly, Coca-Cola can invest in local suppliers to enhance material quality and reduce lead times. And finally, they can adopt advanced technologies to optimize logistics and improve operational efficiency. And this chart shows the challenges and opportunities that Coca-Cola Vietnam is facing. About Coca-Cola's distribution network design, the company employs 3 main strategies. Firstly, they place large factories in key cities to reduce production costs through economies of scale. Secondly, they combine distribution centers, direct-to-customer shipment, and vending machines to maximize product accessibility. And thirdly, they utilize 3 third-party logistic partners so that the company can focus on core activities while reducing operation costs. By utilizing third-party logistic partnerships, Coca-Cola can reduce their operational expense, and the saved money can be used to concentrate on marketing and product development effectively. However, reliance on third-party logistics can lead to challenge in maintaining product delivery standards. And about Coca-Cola's central mega plant strategy. By placing mega plants in major cities, Coca-Cola can optimize logistics and reduce transportation costs. These mega plants are designed for high volume production to meet increasing demand. And the significant investment in this infrastructure can enhance product efficiency and capacity. However, a change in factory location can lead to temporary disruption in the supply chain.
Accurate demand forecasting is essential for Coca-Cola Vietnam to balance supply and demand. It serves three critical functions: optimizing inventory to reduce waste, minimizing stockout to avoid lost sales, and streamlining production to prevent unnecessary overtime. To achieve this, we analyze 5 key demand drivers. We look at past demand pattern and weather, as hot temperature drive consumption. We also factor in economic condition, competitor action, and market campaign, which can create immediate sales spike. Coca-Cola applies a hybrid of quantitative and qualitative technique for stable products. We use time series forecasting like simple moving average. For products with trends, we use weight moving average or exponential smoothing. Crucially, we apply seasonal adjustment as key products see demand increase of 20 to 30% during summer and Tet. For new products lacking historical data, we rely on qualitative forecasting, specifically the Delphi method to gather the expert consensus. Let's examine a real-world application. The third holiday 2022, based on historical trends, the company forecasts a 50% increase over the monthly average, planning for 1.5 million cans. However, actually demand surged by 60% to 1.6 million cans, driven by highly successful marketing. This results in a forecast error of 100,000 cans, demonstrating how external factors can push demand beyond standard projection. To manage these inevitable variance, we measure performance using metrics like MAPE, MSA, and MID. By refining accuracy through these metrics,
On the road to execute this plan effectively, Coca-Cola must manage 6 key operational elements. Capacity planning: the company forecasts the capacity need for each month to handle sudden demand spike during peak season, like that in summer. They utilize strategies such as overtime and temporary workforce hiring. Production scheduling planning is based on demand forecast. Coca-Cola optimized deadlines by planning ahead for core products like Coca-Cola Classic, Sprite, and Fanta, ensuring they are ready for timely distribution without getting lost in product-specific details. Inventory management: this is critical. The strategy involves in increasing inventory during low demand periods, such as post-Tet, to prepare for future surge. This calculation balances the need to avoid stockout during peak while minimizing overstock during off-peak time. Subcontracting: when demand exceeds internal capacity, Coca-Cola uses subcontracting. However, this is strictly limited to non-core process like packaging or auxiliary material. Critical beverage production remains in-house to ensure consistent quality. Pricing and promotion: the company actively adjusts pricing or launch special promotions such as bundle discount during peak season. This boosts demand during high sales period while maintaining revenue stability during slower months. Workforce planning: labor needs are calculated based on production forecast, while overtime is used during demand surge. Coca-Cola must manage the workforce effectively to avoid diminishing returns caused by employees' fatigue or overwork. Finally, regarding the strategies applied, Coca-Cola utilized 3 core approaches. The chase strategy: this involves adjusting workforce level and production capacity to align strictly with demand fluctuation. Coca-Cola applies it by hiring temporary worker and using overtime during peaks, while effective workforce change must be managed carefully to avoid negatively impacting morale. The flexibility strategy: instead of hiring or firing, the company adjusts working hours and schedule. This flexible approach allows the company to cope with demand change without maintaining maximum capacity year-round. The level strategy: this involves maintaining a steady production level regardless of demand. In this scenario, inventory is used to handle the surge in summer and Tet. Ultimately, the strategic implication of deep planning is clear. It allows Coca-Cola to maintain production stability during peaks while optimizing costs during off-peak time. So this ensures a continuous product supply without interruption, thereby strengthening our reliability with our distribution partner.
Let's go to the next chapter for inventory. Ho Chi Minh City is Vietnam's largest consumption hub with over 300,000 retail outlets. Demand is highly volatile, retail networks are dense, and delivery must be fast. So, effective inventory planning is essential to maintain service levels and reduce cost. FMCG companies use multi-level forecasting: long-term for capacity planning, mid-term for production and procurement, and short-term for daily replenishment. They combine time series model, regression factor like weather and promotion, expert judgment, and POS real-time data. A clear example is Coca-Cola Tet 2022, which underestimated demand by 10% and faced stockout. In Ho Chi Minh City, inventory is spread across plants, distribution centers, distributors, and retail stores. This multi-node structure shortens lead time and support rapid delivery. First is used before seasonal peak like that, while Poon relies on actual orders and POS data. The hybrid model balances cost and service in a market with strong seasonality. Warehouse costs in Vietnam are high, so companies use safety stock cycle counting, VMI, with large retailers and route optimization to keep inventory efficient. Demand fluctuates heavily because of weather, dead holidays, and promotions. This fluctuation creates challenges in meeting demand and managing inventory level. When forecasts are wrong, stockout occur, service level drop, and firms lose market share. This happened to Coca-Cola during that 2022 when actual demand exceeded forecast by 10%. After peak periods like that or big promotions, excess inventory often builds up at DCs, distributors, and retail stores. This is mainly due to overforecasting and demand distortion. Vietnam's logistics cost is 18 to 20% of GDP, much higher than Asian average, increasing carrying cost and enforcing higher safety stock, urban congestion, as lead time variability. Demand swings from weather that and promotions also increase risk of stockout. Promotions cause retailers and distributors to overorder and manufacturers then overproduce. This amplifies demand upstreams, creating inefficiency and post-promotion imbalance. Companies use EOV to minimize ordering and holding costs, and ROP with safety stock to decide when to reorder. Convenience stores use POS-driven ROP, while Coca-Cola uses safety stock to maintain high service levels. ABC classification prioritize high-value SKUs. Appropriate planning mixes level entry strategies to handle seasonal peaks, and hybrid JIT DDMRP system use real-time demand to reduce inventory by 10 to 20%.
Now let's move on to chapter 5, where we'll focus on the recent run of transportation in Coca-Cola Vietnam supply chain. Coca-Cola Vietnam uses multiple transportation modes chosen based on cost, speed, and product type. The air transport is used for urgent deliveries like product samples. It's fast but expensive. Trucks are the primary mode for domestic deliveries, offering rapid transportation but with limited capacity. Rail is utilized for bulk shipment, providing high capacity for long-distance travel at a relative low cost. Water transport is ideal for international shipment or large bulk orders, offering low-cost transportation for high value. There are three key models for optimizing network design. Direct shipment, delivery product straight from the supplier to the customer, minimizing handling but erasing inventory at the customer end. Mill run from suppliers to buyer, consolidating shipment from multiple suppliers to buyer, which help reducing transportation costs. Mill run from distribution center, products are sent to a central distribution center before being distributed to the retail location. Optimizing inventory and transportation flow. In optimizing transportation, Coca-Cola Vietnam must navigate important trade-offs. One major trade-off is between transportation cost and inventory cost. The company must decide whether to hold more inventory at distribution centers to reduce transportation costs or to ship more frequently to keep inventory level low. Another trade-off is between transportation cost and customer responsiveness. To meet customer expectations for fast delivery, Coca-Cola may need to invest in more expensive fast transport modes, balancing the cost with the need for speed. Finally, Coca-Cola used event cost analysis model and route optimization to minimize fuel costs, delivery times, and overall transportation expense. This model helps evaluate different transport options like rail versus truck and analyze route to ensure efficiency, reducing both cost and environmental impact.
Let's begin with the reason for outsourcing. Coca-Cola pursued a strategy of focusing on its core values, developing the syrup, formula, and the brand. Outsourcing other function allows the company to significantly reduce capital and operating costs such as machinery, warehousing, and transportation, while leveraging the local expertise and network of their partners. Competition amongst bottlers also helps lower costs and improve operational efficiency. In Vietnam, operation are run by Swire Coca-Cola, although Swire directly owns three major bottling plants in Hanoi, Da Nang, and Tây Ninh. The strategic mindset mirrors the global approach, focusing on core value while optimizing other functions through local partnership. Using third-party partners expose the company to risks such as loss of operational control, potential safety issue, or reputational damage if a partner violates standards. To mitigate this, Coca-Cola embeds suppliers' guiding principles into contracts, mandating compliance with human rights, labor, and safety standards. The company performs regular audits and diversify sources to avoid single-point failure. In Vietnam, the company further mitigates risk by working with the government on sustainability projects, endorsing net zero target by 2050. Turning to price and revenue management. Globally, Coca-Cola applies revenue growth management. The 2024 report showed 12% organic revenue growth, driven primarily by an 11% increase in price mix. This demonstrates their ability to continuously adjust price to offset input costs while optimizing revenue. In Vietnam, the recent inauguration of the Tây Ninh plant with an annual capacity of 1 billion liters has strengthened domestic supply. The company adapts pricing and promotional programs for different segments, such as larger family packs or low-price SKUs for lower income regions to stimulate demand and maintain growth. Finally, regarding customer segmentation, Coca-Cola divides market based on income and channel. In developed markets, the focus is on premium products, while with higher added value. In emerging markets, the priority is market share through affordable offering. A key example is the returnable glass bottle. In developed market, it is a premium product for restaurant. In developing country, it serves as a low-price entry option to attract new customer. Vietnam is considered an emerging market with a young consumer base. Therefore, Coca-Cola is widely present from traditional retail shops to supermarkets, diversifying package size and materials to match the affordability of both rural and urban segments.
Chapter 7 Financial Metrics and Supply Chain. EBIT measures operational profitability calculated as sales revenue minus operating expenses. For Coca-Cola Vietnam, EBIT is affected by material, marketing, and warehousing costs. Optimize planning and logistics improve EBIT, ensuring long-term financial sustainability. Inventory turnover show how an inventory is sold and replaced. The formula is COGS divided by average inventory. High turnover indicates efficiency, but we need to balance it with sufficient stock to avoid stockout. Coca-Cola aims for high turnover due to product perishability and fast distribution needs. Cash conversion cycle measures the time between paying suppliers to collecting from customers. CCC equal to DIO plus DSO and minus DPO. Optimizing CCC is crucial for Coca-Cola due to large daily transaction, ensuring good liquidity. Return on capital employed measure how efficiently capital bottling lines and warehouses is used. For Coca-Cola, improving ROC involves maximizing asset utilization and reducing downtime in production lines and cold change equipment. Coca-Cola Vietnam follows a customer intimacy strategy, emphasizing high service level, product freshness, and board availability. This requires moderate inventory turnover, stable EBIT, and excellent service reliability to stay competitive. Coca-Cola tracks key KPIs like forecast accuracy, order cycle time, and inventory days. These KPIs align with financial goals, ensuring that operational performance drives better profitability and capital efficiency. Fixed asset turnovers measures how effectively Coca-Cola uses its capital assets, maximizing asset utilization and reducing downtime significantly improve its ratio.
And now we'll talk about our optimization model. In September 2025, Coca-Cola Vietnam moved their factory from Ho Chi Minh City to Tây Ninh, which forced the southern Vietnam network to change. The company needs to develop a production and distribution plan for several products over a period of time. In this model, inventory and overtime should be considered to meet own customer demand at the lowest cost possible. Our model has 6 assumptions. The production cost is linear to the amount of products produced. All product types occupy the same amount of space in the inventory. The inventory cost only occur at the end of the month. The transportation cost is linear to the amount of the products delivered. Product will not be stocked at distribution centers, and all demand of the month must be met. This is our sales index, which include distribution centers, markets, product types, and months. These are the parameters related to the production part, which include the unit production cost, the machine time required, the standard available machine time per month, the cost of 1 hour of overtime, the maximum overtime hour allowed, the starting inventory of each product at the first period, the cost of putting a unit of product in the inventory, and the maximum inventory that can be stored at the factory. And these are the parameters related to the transportation, including the cost of shipping from distribution center to market, from factory to distribution center, and the demand at the markets for each product at each month. Our model has 5 decision variables related to the amount of a product type produced in the month, the amount of each product type put into inventory at the end of that month, the number of overtime hours used in a month, the amount of a product type transported from the factory to distribution center in a month, and the amount of product type transported from distribution center to a market in a month. And our objective is to minimize the total production, inventory, and distribution cost. And a feasible solution for our model must subject to the following constraint. Firstly, in each month, the total production time must not exceed the available machine hours, which is a combination of available standard hour, the standard machine hours, and the overtime hours. Secondly, the amount of the overtime hours used in each month must not exceed the limit. Thirdly, there are inventory balance constraints. Fourthly, the total inventory in each month should not exceed the factory's capacity. Fifthly, the distribution center is a transshipment point, so the net flow at there should be 0. Sixthly, the demand at each market should at least be met. And finally, we have non-negativity constraint. To illustrate how our model works, our team used an example that includes 3 distribution centers, 5 markets, 3 products, and 6 months. Here are the market demand for Ho Chi Minh City and Vũng Tàu. And here are the demands for Cần Thơ and Vĩnh Long. And this is the demands for Châu Đốc. Next, we have the production cost for three products over 6 months. And we also have the inventory cost for this product over the same time period. And these are the overtime costs and the transportation costs from the factory to the 3 different distribution centers. And here are the cost of transportation from Bình Dương to the other markets. Here's the transportation cost from Mỹ Tho to the other markets. And this one is from Long Xuyên to other markets. Finally, we have data related to the unit production time for the 3 products along with their starting inventory. In addition, we also have the maximum inventory, maximum monthly overtime hours, and the available machine hours without overtime. And this is our model's implementation in Cplex. The image at the left is the code for the model, and the image in the right is the dataset. After running the model in Cplex, we obtained the following result. The first image is the amount of product produced in each month. The second image is the amount of products put in inventory at each month. The third image shows the amount of overtime hour used. The fourth image illustrates the amount of unit transported from the factory to the 3 different distribution centers. The fifth and sixth image illustrate the amount the amount of product transported from Bình Dương and Mỹ Tho to the 5 markets respectively. And the last image shows the product distribution from Long Xuyên to the 5 markets. And this land will cost 355,803,111,909 Vietnam dong. This is the end of our presentation.